Hi guys, welcome to StunnerShare. So today in this video, what we are going to see is nothing but the Secret of Pivot Boss continuation, book reading continuation. So we have entered into the chapter 8 concept. So what I would tell you guys is like do watch the previous videos to understand what all we have discussed in chapter 8, so that will give us some clarity on that. So before entering chapter 8 also watch the chapter 7 video, so that will help you to understand what is Camarilla and how are we dealing with that. So that will give us some clear understanding. So in the chapter 8 Advanced Camarilla Concept, we have discussed about the DC3 indicator, which tells about where the next day's Camarilla pivots will be appearing. So that will give us some idea of whether the bias will be bearish or bullish or sideways. So that will help us on that. And then we have also discussed about the pivot width analysis. Pivot width analysis will tell us whether the width of the pivot is going to be narrow or wide. So that will give us the understanding of whether it is going to be a trading range or sideways day, or it is going to be a trending day. So that will give us some clarity on how to trade on particular stock or particular day, so that will give us an edge in the trading. And then we have also discussed about 2day Camarilla pivot relationships, as in whereas we have also discussed the same in CPR 2day pivot point relationship also. So the same concept is applied over here, and there are 7 types of 2day pivot relationships: higher value, overlapping higher value, lower value, overlapping lower value, unchanged value, outside value, and inside value. Similar kind of concept is also discussed over here, and it is based on H3 and L3 pivot relationship only. So based on that only we are going to discuss further. So in the last video, what we have discussed is like we have discussed about this particular example. In this particular example, we were telling that as the 2day pivot point relationship is a lower value. So do watch the previous video at least, so that it is a continuation of the previous video, so that will give us an understanding for that. So I will try to tag the previous video also with this in this time frame, so that you will be able to click on that videos and directly watch that also. So what I wanted to say over here is like as the pivot point relationship is going to be a 2day pivot point relationship is going to be a lower value relationship. So any movement towards H3 is going to be a selling opportunity, and that is what has actually happened. So what he is also trying to say is like as the trend was downtrend, and as the 2day relationship also showed a lower value relationship, and the candle print did not accept or did not reject, so we were able to get a bias of selling the particular stock or the particular price. So we were able to mint some good profit. So what actually this helps us is like when before going into the next day, we were able to make some pre-trade analysis. So that is going to give us an edge in the overall trading platform. So as per the lower value relationship or an higher value relationship, so as per the bias, if the opening print of the candle is going to play an important role, then that means that we are going to be prepared for a proper such a movement, and we'll be able to execute the trade based on that. And if suppose the market is going to completely reject the bias of whatever we have planned or we have formed, so that will help us to also understand that the opening print has rejected. So we need to forget about the what is the pre-trade analysis what we have done, and we need to watch on how the price action is playing, so that we'll be able to understand it further. So here there will be a confusion of what is this guy saying about acceptance and rejection. So there might be some confusion for some people who is watching Camarilla pivot relationship videos for the first time. What I would suggest you guys is like try to watch the 2 days pivot point relationship for CPR. So that will give you an understanding of what is acceptance criteria and what is rejection criteria. So I would request you guys to go and watch those videos. So that will help you guys on for giving a much clarity on what is an acceptance criteria and what is an rejection criteria. So for the you have done the you know where the Camarilla pivot points is going to lie for tomorrow. You have done some pre-trade analysis that okay, if suppose price is going to come to this zone, we have to buy, or come to this zone, we have to sell. So you have been well prepared. So now what you need is like now when the candles start, which means the opening print starts. So based on that opening print only, you will be able to decide whether it is going to accept the bias and going to act on it, or it is going to reject the bias and going to go on the opposite direction. So you need to pay attention for the opening print of the candle. There were some people who have asked about that. What does mean the opening print of the candle? Opening print of the candle basically means, to me, it is like first 15-minute candle. That is what is going to say me the opening print of the candle. For example, in the case of CPR, if suppose the candle is opening exactly at CPR, what is the outcome of it? Either it can be range bound day or it can go till R1 or S1. So these are the possible moves which are possible whenever a candle opens at CPR. The same concept you need to apply over in Camarilla also, based on the candles opening at H3 or between H3 and L3 or above H3 or H4 or below L3 or L4. So based on this only, you will be able to understand whether the candle is going to accept or reject. So basically what Frank Ochoa has told in all these chapters is like a 3-day trend, a 3-day bullish trend or 3-day bearish trend is what you will, where you will be getting a proper solid entry for a pullback or for a directional trade. So same thing he is trying to tell it over here. So for example, higher value, overlapping higher value, lower value, or overlapping lower value. In this 2-day pivot point relationship, Camarilla pivot point relationship, you need to wait for the opening print of the candle, and that is where we'll give you a clue to play how to play on it. For example, let's discuss about higher value and lower higher value relationship. So let me take paint so that will give you some idea. Please move this window away from the share. So let me tell you about the how the candles will play for an higher value relationship. So let me okay. So this is the H3 and this is the L3 for previous day. Okay. So this is the L3 and this is the H3. Oh, let me take another one so that will give some idea. Okay. So this is the L3 and this is the H3. Clear? And let me take green for L3, H4, and for red for H3. Clear? And why am I mentioning H3 as what is it called, red color, and L3 as green color? Kindly watch the Camarilla chapter 7 so that you will be able to understand why am I giving different colors for different pivot lines. So forget about the previous day pivot point. Previous day pivot point, what I'm trying to say is, first upper line is H3 and bottom line is L3. So whenever the L3 is above H3, the next day pivot L3 is above H3, then that day is called as a higher value bias. Or assume if suppose L3 is between H3 and L3 of previous day, then it is called as an overlapping higher value pivot relationship. Now, if suppose the price opens, this is H3, right? This red color is H3. If suppose the price opens above H3, so assume the first 15-minute candle is over here, then any pullback towards H3 is going to be a buying opportunity for the target of H4. So kindly do watch it very carefully. This candle, whichever is opening between H3 and H4, if suppose the candle is opening above H3, assume like if the candle is opening above H3, then any pullback towards H3 is going to be a buying opportunity for the target of H4 and H5. Clear? Please do understand the concepts what you have read on previous chapter and this chapter is going to differ, where in the previous chapter what we have read is like a candle must close above H4. If the candle is closing above H4, then that means it is going to be a buying opportunity for the target of H5. But what am I trying to say is completely different. So what am I trying to say over here is, this is a higher value relationship. Higher value relationship means today's L3 should be above the previous day H3, or assume it as an overlapping higher value. That means today's L3, it should be between L3 and H3 of previous day. If suppose the candle is opening above H3, then any pullback towards H3 is going to be a buying opportunity. Clear? Now let's go for another trick. So now assume any candle is opening between H3 and L3. So in this case, what happens is like any pullback towards L3 is going to be a buying opportunity. Clear? You need to write the trend. If suppose the candle is facing some resistance over here, then you need to book the target. And then if suppose it is breaking and it is going further, then you need to write the trend. So basically, as like CPR, we used to say like based on the opening print of the candle, the same way, if the candle is opening between H3 and L3, then any pullback towards L3 is going to be a buying opportunity for upper levels. Clear? Now let's move on for the next example. Now what am I going to do is like I'm going to introduce the next layer, which is nothing but called as the L4. So now if any candle is opening below L4, then that means it is going to be a selling opportunity where the trend has completely changed. Clear? So let me repeat this point. The pivot two days pivot point relationship is higher value or overlapping higher value. That means the bias is bullish. But if the candles are opening below L3 and L4, then that means the rejection has happened. The bias of bullishness has been rejected, and this candle opening below L4, it tells that the trend has changed from buy to sell, and any opportunity is going to be a selling opportunity. Clear? So let me summarize, or let me say it again. If the candle is going to open above H3, then any pullback towards H3 is going to be a buying opportunity. If suppose the candles are going to open between H3 and L3, then any pullback towards L3 is going to be a buying opportunity. If suppose the candles are opening below L3 and L4, then the trend has been changed. Now we are going to face the selling trend, or the downtrend has begun. Clear? Now let's move on to the lower value relationship, or the overlapping lower value relationship. Let me take a new thing. So now we are going to discuss about lower value or overlapping lower. Now this is the H3 and L3 of the previous day, and then what we are going to do is like we are going to mark H3, L4, and then L3, and then H4. Clear? So this is the overlapping lower value relationship, or you can take it as also a lower value relationship. Anyways, the opening print is going to be the same. Now let's come to this scenario. Now the price has opened below L3. So any pullback towards L3 is going to be a selling opportunity. Clear? Same way in the case of buying opportunity. Now where in buying opportunity we are going to buy at the dips. Now in the selling opportunity we are going to sell the rips. Sell the rips means whenever it is going to make a top, we are going to sell it. So any candle opening below L3 is going to be a selling opportunity. Now let's go for the next print. If suppose any candle is opening between H3 and L3, then now as the candles has opened between H3 and L3, any pullback towards H3 is going to be a selling opportunity. Clear? Now the reversal scenario is going to occur. If suppose any candle is going to open above H3 or above H4, then that means the trend has been changed to upper trend or the bullish trend. Now we have to go for any dips for a buy. Clear? So kindly watch this video very carefully and do let me know in case of any queries in the comment section. So as in the case of CPR, we have also seen how the opening candles print will be acting in the case of Camarilla also. In a higher value relationship or a overlapping higher value relationship, it tells the bias is going to be bullish. Clear? So what is going to happen over there is like if any pullback based on the candle print, so if suppose the candle is opening above H3, so any pullback above towards H3 is going to be a buying opportunity. If suppose the candle is opening between H3 and L3, any pullback towards L3 is going to be a buying opportunity. If suppose the candles are opening below L3 or below L4, then that means the trend has been changed to selling trend. So the same way, for a bearish trend or a lower value or a overlapping lower value relationship. If suppose the candles are opening below L3, that means it is going to take a pullback at the zone of L3 and going to go for a selling opportunity. Same way, if suppose the candles are opening between H3 and L3, then the candles, any pullback of the candles towards H3 is going to be a selling opportunity. If suppose the candles are going to open above H3 or above H4, that means change of sign, it is going to be a bullish trend, so there will be a huge reversal seen. So this is all about the content in this video. I have explained it very clearly. If you guys, you can watch it over here in the example whatever they have shown here. So in this, if you could see over here, if suppose the candles in a bullish trend, bullish trend means higher value or overlapping higher value, open at H3, open above H3, and then any pullback towards H3 is going to be a buying opportunity. Opening between H3 and L3, then any pullback towards L3 is going to be a buying opportunity. If it is going to open below L4, then any upside movement is going to be a selling opportunity where a potential reversal zone is already seen. Then in the case of bearish trend, any H4, H3, L3 opening below L3 is going to be a selling opportunity whenever you can see a pullback at L3. If suppose the candles are opening between H3 and L3, any pullback towards H3 is going to be a selling opportunity. If suppose the candle is opening above H3 or H4, then that means the sign of reversal has seen, bullish trend has been started, that huge potential reversal is also seen over that zone. So I have explained about the how candles print behind Camarilla. I hope this video clarifies certain things. If you feel the content is good, kindly give a like and also share your comments in the feedback. Share your feedbacks in the comment section. That will be helpful for me to make some changes or some encouragement also. So please share and support and keep supporting the channel. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned for more videos.